Welcome to the Supreme Lending Dallas Show, where you'll be introduced to different speakers on different topics, and you'll meet different guests for each of our episodes. Let's get started.
Hi, welcome to the Supreme Lending Dallas Show. My name is Liz Evans, host, and today's guest is Alfredo Saavedra, and we're going to be talking about the home buying process from start to finish. Alfredo, go ahead and say hi to the audience.
Hello, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We have a viewer that wants to know, what is the first step to the home buying process?
Actually, there is a lot of steps involved in the process, and I have a lot of people asking that. Of course, we're the experts, right? But let's just start by the first step that you have to do is contact a lender, a mortgage lender, or a mortgage loan officer. In this case, me, right?
Right.
So
call Alfredo.
Absolutely. So the first step is to do a pre-qualification. So we're gonna send you a link for you to complete a online application, and pretty much what you're gonna be doing is just stating the information that belongs to you, as for example, what your income is, your employment history, what your assets are, and then that application is going to authorize us to pull credit and also evaluate the situation, because what we have to do first is to see if you pre-qualify, and if you pre-qualify, what's the maximum limit that we can actually qualify you for.
And then what is the next step?
The next step after that, after we review the application and then we give you a pre-qualification, we're gonna move forward and start asking you by you providing documentation such as tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements, any retirement accounts that you may have, or identity documentation as well. So that way we can go ahead and create a formal pre-approval letter, and send that information over to you and the real estate agent.
And so at that point, can they make an offer on a home?
Yeah, more than likely what they're going to be doing is pretty much the real estate agent and the borrower are going to start doing their home search, right? Everybody loves that, going around trying to see what's the best house for you, and the real estate agent is going to help you with that. So now at this point, you already have a pre-qualification letter from the lender. So that gives you the power for you to be able to make an offer on a home.
Okay, great information. And our next one is, we have a photo up on that includes home inspection. So will you tell the audience about home inspection, and is one needed?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% recommended. And the reason why is because you're making a big investment. You're buying your first home, or it could be your secondary home. So you want to make sure that the property is in actually good conditions, just to make sure you actually take the risk in buying a home, of course.
Okay, and then the next step would be an appraisal. So you recommended appraisal?
Yeah, but let's say we're already in contract. We already completed the inspection. The inspection satisfied the needs of what we actually need. It is very important that we request an appraisal. It is part of the loan process, and the reason why is because you want to make sure that if you're buying a house, the property value of that house is actually worth it for whatever you're actually buying it for.
Okay. And how long does the process take?
The process can take typically around 28 to 30 days. I would say 28 because we have a very good team in the office. We have the processing team. So in case that we have any questions, we can just go directly to them, and then we can just get the answer right away. So that's the next step on the process. We provide all the documentation, appraisal, and income documentation to the processing team to reevaluate whatever we already did. So then after that, they will submit it to the underwriter for them to give us the certification and approve the loan.
Okay, and we have a viewer that has asked a question, and this is actually a really great question. When can the buyers turn on the utilities in that home?
Yeah, you'll be surprised. We get that questions all the time. And you want to make sure that you at least get your approval first, right? So we're looking at 5 to 7 days prior to your closing date. They can go ahead and start doing that.
Okay, that's pretty soon.
Yeah, it is.
And that's when it gets really exciting, right?
Yeah, but at that point, you already have your approval, so you know for sure that you're going to be moving forward with the closings.
And then what do you recommend buyers do and not do during the home buying process?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I strongly do not recommend for you to get new credit. Do not apply for credit cards, auto loans. I know a lot of people, they get excited to get into their house. They want to start buying furniture. I'm like, do not do that, because that can actually jeopardize the loan process. So just wait until you close on your home and the loan is funded.
And then what are some of the final steps to the home buying process?
From the home buying process, once you get the conditional approval, more than likely, we will ask for additional documentation just to make sure we have updated information so we can submit it back to the underwriter and get what we call CTC, which is a clear to close. So clear to close is pretty much giving you the final approval so you can go and start, your real estate agent can go ahead and start setting up the appointment for you to meet at the title company. And at the title company, the seller will sign their portion of the documentation, and then the buyers will sign their documentation as well.
So is the loan funded as soon as they sign the loan documents?
Not necessarily. So what we have to do, there's a waiting period. We have to make sure that we receive copies of the documentation that the seller and the buyer sign, and just to make sure that everything was executed correctly. Once we get the confirmation that everything is executed correctly, we will give the authorization to fund the loan, and the buyer can get the keys.
They can get the keys, and then they can go shopping for house furniture, correct?
I would say just wait a little bit. Just say maybe next day. Absolutely. Next day.
Not same day?
Not the same day. Just enjoy that you have the house already, you have the keys, and then next day, take the whole day off and go do your furniture shopping.
Okay, great. This episode has been really informing to those that are watching, that are looking to buy a house. And any last words for those home buyers?
I will say once you have completed, you have funded your loan, make sure that you changed your address with the postal services, with the IRS, or any other companies that they may have your previous address included, including your employer. I know that the home buying process can be very scary for some people sometimes, but we try to make it as easy as for them to do it. We're the first point of contact, so we are open anytime that they want. If they have any questions, they can just pretty much just reach out to us, and just to make sure that they feel comfortable with the process, and we will do the best that we can to make sure that happens.
Okay, and how can the audience contact you if they want to start the home buying process?
Well, they can go ahead and contact me directly to Supreme Lending, or pretty much on my business cards, I have my cell phone number in there, so I'm happy with that. Or they can go ahead and just pretty much shoot me an email.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us for today's episode on the home buying process. And once again, Alfredo Saavedra's information is on the screen if you are interested in asking him questions, or if you'd like to get pre-qualified for a home loan. And take care and have a blessed day.